Today we're heading into Denver and we're going to meet up with a gentleman who's got a 97 Jeep Cherokee transmission. I learned something new. I've owned several Jeep Cherokees and I learned that the 97 transmission is specific to the XJ and the year. I guess because it's a transition year. The AW4 has a couple weird shift points in the 97, or something's different between the ECM and the transmission communicating. It's on the forums. I'm not really too sure about all the information. I just know that I have to use a 97. I can't use a 98. I can use a 96 if the transmission is a later 96 and if I splice it to my harness, which I don't want to do. The transmission guy keeps blowing me off at work. He's not really a part of our shop. He just does our outside work for customers, and he's been prepping his race car for the past month, and he's just been really focused on his car and legitimate paying customers and not somebody he's going to give a discount to. So it's really frustrating and really aggravating. It keeps, I don't know, it just, life just keeps turning around and bite me in the tail end. It's one thing after another. So let's hope this transmission's good. Let's hope it sits nicely in the back of my Jeep and doesn't leak everywhere. And let's hope I don't have any issues with it. I'm also going to buy a new torque converter too, to throw in along with this transmission, because this, you know, obviously this converter's shot. So, yep, we'll see you guys down there in Denver. Alright guys, I ended up talking to the guy for a little while. There's the transmission back there. I picked it up for about $100. He gave me the torque converter, flywheel, the dipstick tube, the harness, pretty much everything you need, you know, for the transmission. So, which was really nice of him. He also offered to help me install it. I didn't really film this Jeep or do anything. I didn't want to shove the camera in his face, but he had a black XJ, pretty much just like mine, except for it was on a short arm kit. 488. He had 410s and 35s with the Spartan locker up front, so pretty similar. And he hooked me up with that trans. He said I shouldn't have any issues with it. It's got about 180,000, 200,000 miles on it, somewhere in between that ballpark. He was going to keep it as a spare, use it for his Jeep, which is a 98, and obviously the plugs and stuff are different, so that's why he's selling it. My game plan is probably to buy a new torque converter, though. I'm probably not going to use the one he gave me. I'll get a new torque converter, probably from O'Reilly's or somewhere from work, and slap that puppy in there, and then just get the correct Chrysler fluid that I need. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna head up to the house now and kind of figure out what I'm gonna do about driving my Jeep to work and getting this transmission in, because I don't know if it'll make it, because it gives me all kinds of issues. So I'll see you guys up at the house. Heading up the dirt road to the house now, guys. I stopped at the mailbox to see if my PCM came in, and sadly it's just a bunch of junk mail. I was hoping to transition this video into the Dodge and checking out the PCM, plugging that in and seeing if that had any effect on what was going on with the Dodge, but sadly not today. We will maybe see it tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be in tomorrow, worst case scenario. I think I'm going to attempt to drive my Jeep to work tomorrow to try to get the transmission ready to get installed, and also get pricing and such on a torque converter. So yeah, I don't really know what to say now, guys. Kind of out of content. It is the following weekend, and we are heading down to my shop to install that transmission, guys. She's just been sitting in the XJ all week. I wasn't gonna upload anything, because I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging on like a 5-minute video. I like to do at least, 10-15 minutes in a video. So we're gonna head down to Denver and we're gonna start pulling that transmission out of my Jeep and getting that new one in there. I'm driving the shop truck. My PCM still has not showed up for my Dodge. I don't know where it is. Tommy said it should be here. I've asked him for the tracking number, but I haven't received it yet, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Other than that, head down to the shop. We have made it to the shop. I have to move a car real quick and shut off this radio because it's annoying.
Your investments will go up and your
Alright, so instead of working on that lift that I worked on last time that I put my lift kit on, I'm going to be using this lift. We got to move her, so yep. I'll start her up for you guys because you guys don't really get to see what I get to do here at work. It's pretty cool stuff, so let's see if this battery's connected and we'll go from there. Alright guys, I'm going to pull her out and move the forklift and get my Jeep in here. I haven't driven the Jeep all week since I drove it down here. See how she does. So handy enough, I have the forklift here. We've got the transmission unloaded. I threw the torque converter over there in my co-worker's box. Here's the inside of the transmission here. The seal doesn't look like it's too bad. I think this is what's leaking in my transmission. We're gonna find out, but I'm gonna back this guy off, park her over here, lift up the Jeep. I've actually got to pop the hood and disconnect the throttle cable, one of the cables that go up to the throttle up there. I'm assuming it's for the cruise control or something, or that safety switch down here. I don't know what it does. You guys can tell me. But yeah, that's the game plan. Of course, I forgot my tripod for my phone, but I did bring the GoPro, so I might upload this video just kind of like halfway done, or like pulling the transmission down, and then I'm going to switch to the GoPro in the other video. I got a new computer, like a new workstation I want to show you guys, and I want to edit on it, so that's the reason behind that. But I'm going to stop talking and we're going to get to work on this. So I've started ripping into her now. I've got the drive shaft out. As you guys can see, the exhaust is out. I've got the cross member out. The arms actually stay up. Here's the iron rod kit, still intact, just the cross member is out. I've got all the wires and such disconnected. You guys can see this hanger broke. I've got to pull out the starter that's right up there, disconnect these lines, let them drain out a little bit, and then yeah, that should be that. It's gonna be really fun getting these stupid things out. I don't think they thread in. I think these are these stupid pop-in clip things from Chrysler. Oh man. Alright guys, these lines here are disconnected. They are the biggest pain in the neck to free up, but they have these little clips on them. You pinch them and you fight them, and eventually they break free. But it's disconnected from the trans up there, as you guys can see. All the wiring, vacuum, or excuse me, breather hose. My bad, went blank for a second there. Starter's out, hung up. I've started pulling out some of these bolts. I have to pull off this dust cover here and expose those bolts to the torque converter, to that flex plate, and then yeah, we'll start pulling this sucker out. I'm gonna leave the transfer case bolted up to it, and we have a transmission jack right there. You can see me pointing to it, and I'm gonna try to set it up underneath this guy and pull everything out at once, so I can bolt that to the back of that transmission and then slide it all up. So, yep, slowly but surely, these were like the most time consuming just because they suck. The first one came out really easy, but the second one fought me. And I just moved up the transmission up and down until I found like the right angle where it didn't really have tension on these clips here. Like it was kind of free to spin. And I took a pair of pliers and pinched them really hard, and it's dripping on me. Pinched them really hard and pop right off. So, yep, let's see if we can get this bad boy out. Alright guys, so most of everything is pulled out. I have one more bolt that is fighting me, which is this upper one here. All the rest of the guys are out, all the sensors are out. I have my trans jack underneath it. I'm going to start lowering this guy down here. As you can see, it is no longer being held up. So, just got to get that last bolt out and hopefully this transmission will come right out. Hopefully. Well guys, she is out of there, as you guys can see here. Somebody's already been in here, messed with this before. I don't know what they did, but Jed and Doug, shout out to you guys, August 22nd, 2003, in here messing around. This Jeep must have been brand spanking new, man, 2003. I wish I could have seen it. But anyways, she's out of there. I just got off the phone to O'Reilly's. They got my torque converter in, so I gotta go pick that up, along with some transmission fluid, and then we're gonna try to slap that new puppy in there. I'm probably gonna bolt up the transfer case and such, like I said, and get it all squared away before I throw it in there, make my life easier. So, yep, I'm gonna go run off to O'Reilly's. I'm gonna close this video out, and the next time you guys will see me will be on the GoPro. So, yes sir. Without complication, we got her out. I'd say 5 hours later. It wasn't too hard. We ran into a few things, including my lunch break. Took my sweet time, and we got her out with no issues. So the next time you guys see me, like I said, I'll be on the GoPro. We'll be putting that girl in there. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Those likes mean the world to me. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys are doing this weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Deuces.